Hi, y'all. So, I'm Kiara. I'm an alternative trauma healer, and today I want to talk to you about why I feel that trauma has a spiritual component as well. And so, one of the reasons why I feel that trauma has a spiritual component is because it can influence generations that are outside of the generation in which the trauma occurred. So, typically, when something has that much of a reach, we recognize that it has an energetic or spiritual component to it that needs to be healed. For example, if my mother went through something and that influenced maybe her and maybe her siblings, it also then has the power to influence my generation if it's not dealt with, but then also my children's generation if not dealt with, and then their children's generation if not dealt with. So typically when we see that experiences have the opportunity to influence people outside of the individuals that said experience directly impacted, then we recognize that it has a spiritual and energetic component to it that needs to be healed in order to achieve wellness. That's the first reason. The second reason is it is known and research is proving, but also ancestral tradition tells us that trauma can get stuck in the body. So typically, if something is able to get stuck in your body, but it was not physically placed there intentionally, then we recognize that it has a spiritual or energetic component to it. Like it's not necessarily a mass, even though trauma, if not dealt with, can create other health concerns like certain cancers, diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, that type of thing. But in and of itself, it's not a mass, right? It wasn't a device that was actually intentionally placed into your body. It's not something that you can necessarily see and recognize that it was intentionally placed there. And so when something actually has the potential to take up space in our body without actually having a set destination in which it was placed, then that shows you that it has an energetic and spiritual component attached to it as well. Also, trauma can influence the way that we navigate the world around us, our ability to tap into ourselves, our intuition, our spiritual gifts to essentially create the life that we deserve. So when something has that much of a holistic impact on your life, we also recognize that it has a spiritual and energetic component to it. For example, if you go through certain traumas, sometimes people come out feeling like they are powerless. Sometimes they come out feeling like they don't know who they are, or as if they have a good knowledge of how they want to navigate in their life. If that's something that you're experiencing, then we would know that that's something that needs to be energetically healed, because from a spiritual component, it can cause you to constantly create chaos. It can cause you to navigate in mindsets of scarce and lack. It can cause you to navigate in mindsets of constantly repeating negative cycles. And so we recognize that if you have the cognitive knowledge, but you're still recognizing the same patterns reoccurring in your life, then there's this spiritual and energetic aspect that needs to be healed to the trauma. And that's where my work comes in. So as an alternative trauma healer, I bring a holistic approach to healing trauma in a way that helps people to navigate their healing journey with different remedies that are considered alternative and ancestral to give them the opportunity to heal mind, body, and spirit. And so if you have any other questions about that, don't hesitate to reach out, send me a DM. I would love to consult with you, see if you feel like my services would be beneficial, and if not, provide you a referral to someone who can help. Y'all be well.